You're listening to Poetry Slam with Bellz.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
Woo! It is so nice to be back in our studio, and we have a special guest this evening over in booth 4. Uh-oh.
It seems like
the technical difficulties have already started.
Right. So give me 1 second so we can see if we can hear who's in booth 4.
Yes, we have a very special guest for you tonight. So this is Poetry Slam. Our show is on from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Friday night. And our program is all about reading poetry live. We have your hosts, me and Napoleon B. Mike. But also, we also have special guests. And we also do open mics on Twitter Spaces from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Thursdays. So, I guess I'll have to do a poem to start us off because, hey, you know, that's what the show's all about, poetry, and we don't want it to be quiet, dead air up on here. So while I get my poem, just jam out to this music. This poem is called Emotional Turmoil. Before I was a woman, I prayed to be someone else's. God, make me everything I need to be for true love, my destiny. I didn't know the meaning, only a want for readiness, something I won't dare ask now because I am tired. My heart is still swollen, head is fighting consumption from another chocolate sadness pouring over my neck, trying to sink into every crease of me. So eager. I thought this was love, like a fantasy from my favorite book series, The Vampire Diaries. I should have listened. Don't spend your youth in emotional turmoil. Words from mothers who already loved me and stood behind men who never granted peace. I want to be free from promises and threats of his hurt feelings. That sounds like another fantasy. In reality, I haven't done enough of loving me. Now I pray to be my own woman, and if God should have it, a man will stand behind me. Okay, that was Emotional Turmoil by Bellz, and we have Napoleon B. Mike back in the studio.
Yep. And let's see if we can hear our special guest in booth number 4 now. Can you hear
We're
us?
not getting any levels from booth 4, so the show must go on. Yeah, the show must go on.
She's not heard at all.
So, okay, sorry about that. You know, it's not quite a Poetry Slam show without some technical difficulties. And Napoleon B. Mike running in and out of the room being our audio technician. So here at Towson University, I'm a video concentration while Napoleon B. Mike is an audio concentration. So he does the audio stuff. But tonight on our show, we're going to have our special feature, Tay DZ, who gives us a poetry prompt, and we also discuss poetry news with him. So he's going to phone in at 9:30, and we are so excited for that programming. And if you haven't noticed, we have some new background music, a little mix-up from our R&B instrumental. This is Lo-Fi.
All right. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can hear our special guest. Still no levels.
Okay, so while we get our special guest on, I'm going to read another poem. This one is a shorter poem that I read a while ago, but I'm going to read it again. It's called Sincerity is Scary. Disease has grown all over me, transformed me into a predator. I have let disease grow all over my body. I am a pretender. I've spent so long separated from reality that my expectation became to find someone to read my script. I wanted someone to know when I wasn't okay, even when I said I was. I wanted someone to see past me while I fought myself. And I've spent so long trying to please and to be the person I thought someone else wanted me to be. I felt like I needed someone to hold my hand, to back me, support me. I did need that. I needed it for me, from me. Be your best advocate. I was looking for others to do for me what I couldn't do for myself. I expected them to be who I couldn't be, and the entire notion was unrealistic. I don't think that boy is really for me, but he showed me something important. I was looking for other people to fulfill me. That's the end of my poem, guys. That was an abrupt ending. I wrote this a while ago, and we're going to fade into some lo-fi. Okay. So we are going to welcome our special guest finally. No, not finally. So until we can get our special guest on, I'm going to read another poem. And this one is called Bondugal. This was inspired by a prompt from our feature guest, Tay DZ. He challenged me to write a poem about the word bondugal, which means work that you do just so that you look busy. This is called I'm Busy. Bondugal me this. Psst. I sit up all night drinking soda from a can, and I just think about doing a little more, maybe making a plan. Oh, crochet that hat I never finished, or sew that dress I never drew. These two are better than doing nothing. What I need to do, bondugal, Oh, wait. Boondoggle me this. 5 fantasy books read in 3 days. I know the color of Bella Swan's brown dress. And every reason Harden from after was a mess. Please don't ask me how many weekends it's been. Just boondoggle me this. I have 10 friendship bracelets up my arm. Unique beaded earrings you can't get at the mall. No one ever catches on to that. I don't have a job. Another boondoggle is good enough to keep the girls' office to keep the girls at the office whispering about, oh, she works so hard. Her hair is always done well. I'm hardly ever doing much. Just a boondoggle. From here to March.
All right.
No, no, no.
All right. We should be good now.
Yes, we finally have our special guest hooked up. Special guest, introduce yourself.
Hello. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Mrs. Spit On It. How are you guys today?
Ooh, we are doing so good tonight. We're so glad to be back in the station. How
Facts.
are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well.
Awesome. So, we need to ask.
Why Miss Spit on It? Like,
Well, because I have things that I enjoy doing in my life.
Oh,
Lord.
if you guys haven't caught on, it's going to be erotic poetry night on Poetry Slam for the next half hour.
Very, very erotic, so hold on tight.
Ooh, Mrs. Spit on It. Give us a taste.
Speaking of taste, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. This is gonna be an interesting night. Just hold on to your I guess to fit the theme, hold on to your panties. I don't know.
Hold on to your knickers.
Yes.
Now, I understand before even this, I understand that there are some words that I cannot say, and I will refrain from saying those words.
Yes.
But there are
Please
other
do.
words that I will say.
Oof, okay.
It's going to be a very erotic ride.
Set it off.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
There are things that I enjoy doing very, very often, more often than not. I like to do these things a lot with his parts. And it all starts with us together. Sometimes when these things happen, there's some fire in the air, and I swear I just want to lick and spit and sit and do all of this for him. You know, and there are other times when I love when he grabs on to me. And he licks and rubs and spits and do all of this to me. There are nights when I just sit up thinking about those times, and most times I just run right back to him for some more of this passion, this passion that I just love. I love this action so much. And I just need more and more of more, and to keep me sane, because it is what we love to do together. We love to ride. We love to have a roller coaster ride. We love to have earthquakes together. We love to have rain showers together. And it's amazing. We love to moan. We love to scream. We love to ride. We love to cream. We love to do all of this together. We love to be together. We make the inside of our black bodies turn white. Sometimes it's this clear color, and even though it's night, it's very clear to see what I've done to him and what he's done to me. We love to be together. We love to be together, tongue-tied, and look in each other's eyes while we, together. It's amazing. We love to do these things to each other. And it's fine. No one is judging. We're just loving. We're just hugging. We're just the word that I can't say here. We just love to do these things together. I'm done, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Man.
The whole time.
Man.
You had my mind on Michael Jackson, black bodies to white. I'm like, okay, together.
Yeah.
He was all about uniting the world.
Yeah.
I really love the way you read your poems. Like, your style of performance is not something that I have encountered, like, from anyone else, really.
Facts.
You know, a lot of people, like, come to our open mic, come on our show, and they read things very fast. But your pacing is actually very
Soothing.
unique to my ears.
Soothing. It's very soothing as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Have me back anytime. I have more and more and more to give.
Ooh, if only we had
okay.
Denise, because
Oh my goodness, yes.
with the erotic poetry.
No, there's someone else that we had on the space last night.
Oh, I'm thinking it's Poetic Siren.
No, but there is Lori who does some interesting poems. very interesting.
Okay, Laurie. Well, we're so excited to have you on the show. And is Laurie's audio coming through? I hear it through the computer.
No, that is Poetic Siren though.
What is going on? Okay, so Mrs. Spit on It.
Mm-hmm.
I think your poem sort of introduced us to your fascination with bodily fluids.
Oh man.
But
Oh man. Oh man. All right.
Napoleon B. might is hyping it up a little bit. That's why I'm laughing so much. But so when did these feelings get inspired in you? Because I feel every artist goes through phases of life. So, like, how long have you been in this season of Spit on It?
Since I was 11 years old.
Jesus.
Really is when it
Oh
started.
man.
Yeah, and it's kind of, by watching erotic things on the internet that kind of, just kind of build. And then when I was 15, I had my first actual experience in the locker room of a music room in school, so that kind of, cultivated everything more and more and more. And really, I've just had these feelings for a lot of years. So.
Oh, so really, Mrs. Spit on It has been your alter ego for the better part of a decade.
I've been spitting on it since I was 15, yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
I love the honesty. In terms of alter ego, Kenny Bellz is my alter ego, and she's pretty innocent. Well, we would love to hear another poem to get to know Mrs. Spit on It.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay. That is no problem. All right, just tell me when y'all ready.
We're ready.
All right, the title of this poem is called Strictly Licking. Strictly licking. They say that it's better to give than to receive. And I think you know what I mean. I think you know where I'm going with this. We're all grown here. We're all mature enough to handle what I'm about to say. I love to lick all over his you know what. I love to suck all on his you know what. It's something that turns me on for some reason, and he knows that. It's something that I love to do in this season, whether it's hot or cold or warm or in between. I love to strictly lick sometimes. It's fine, perfectly fine for me. I love to hear his sounds. I love to hear his moans. I love to hear his groans and his keeps going. I love the feeling of his hands rubbing on my braids, pushing me up and down, up and down, up and down. I love to strictly lick all on his you know what. It's something that I love to do. I love when he goes back and forth and wallows, and I love to swallow. Yes, I do. I'll be perfectly honest. White is becoming my new favorite color. His kids are that color, and I would love to swallow all of that. Something that I love, honestly love to do. I'm done, y'all.
All
Girl,
right.
You are not done.
No,
You are not done.
no, not in the slightest. So let's see if we can hear Poetic Siren now. Are you talking?
Poetic Siren. We hear your air conditioner. No.
We don't hear you at all.
Okay, so Mrs. Spit on It. We definitely need to talk about that. I feel, it doesn't feel accurate to say that came from the heart. Like, in what place did you write that from?
I think we all know. I think we all know where she wrote that from.
Okay.
So we don't need to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the writing process. You know, did you have this in your head for like 2 weeks and you finally put it on paper, or like this was a right after sort of thing?
I've had it in my head for a while. Sometimes, you know, with erotic poems, you don't just write them out because you never know who is like near you. Some people are really shysty like that, you know, and like to, you know, be all up in your business, look through your diary, your notebooks and all that type of stuff. So I didn't write it down right after the fact. Okay. Right when I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't write it down right then and there. No, I didn't write it down.
Okay, so we need to know, in this hypothetical, are you the booty caller or the booty call or a switch?
I get called.
Ooh.
I get called. I don't call. I get called, and I answer the call.
Answer the call. I feel every poet answers to the pen.
That makes sense. But it seems like our guest here, Mrs. Spit on It, answers to something else first.
Okay. Napoleon B. Mike.
I'm not going to expound on that. I think we all know what I'm talking about.
We're speaking in a lot of innuendo.
Yeah. It's gonna be that kind of night. So, apparently,
Mrs. Spit on It. When did you start writing erotic poetry?
Well, I started writing erotic poetry, I would say, when I was probably 15.
Wow. Oh, so just when you got those feelings, that's when it just
Well,
when
when
you
I
had those
was
experiences.
when I was 11, I got the feelings. 15 was the experiences, so I started writing the erotic poetry when I got the experiences.
Got you. Okay. So, would you say that is your niche, or do you write other types of poetry as well?
I write other types of poetry, I really do, but but this is really my niche.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm most.
As a poet, to be able to claim a niche, because honestly, the other day I googled types of poets and nothing even came up. Like, you can look up types of poetry, but types of poets, it's harder to find that list. So it's really cool that you're branding yourself as an erotic poet.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, you want to give
So-
us another flavor?
Well, let's see if our other guests if we can hear our other guests.
Poetic Siren. We can't wait to get her feedback.
Right.
Because whew. Do you know if Poetic Siren has erotic poems?
Trying to remember.
Personally, I don't. That's not my niche.
No,
I'm-
not mine at all either.
No, we're in our feelings a lot.
Yeah.
But this is a special style,
Right.
a special skill.
Exactly. A special. If I was to go with the theme, I would say a special type of feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know what? It's super fun because last night when we had our open mic on Twitter Spaces, we heard a few really fun erotic poems
Right.
that were plays on breakfast.
Yeah.
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 Like, what was it? A bagel poem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a 3-part erotic bagel poem.
You would love that.
Yeah. All right. Can we see if we can hear our guest?
Poetic Sirens audio is up, but there's no level. Poetic Siren, if you could speak a little bit. Okay, we're getting levels, but we get no voice. So I'm thinking that's something not on our end. Because we're getting the levels.
You might have to use your another device, Poetic Siren.
You hear that word?
Yeah. So we're hearing the like background and the other like stuff that's going on in.
Now we hear nothing.
Well, that's because they are not in the screen no more.
Okay.
So yeah, it wouldn't be poetry slam without some technical difficulties.
It wouldn't. Okay, honestly, Mrs. Spit on It has gotten me kind of looking through my poems that I have on my phone to see if I have anything like kind of on that vibe.
I
really
know.
don't.
I already
I really
know.
don't. I do. I'm thinking of like 2 lines of a poem I wrote like not 10 years ago, but like 7 years ago, really, about this guy who was really getting on my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't even say the lines because it has a word in it that I know we're not supposed to say on air. So.
Oh wow! All right.
So if you want to give us Poetic Siren. You want to try now? Okay, so while we're waiting for Poetic Siren, Mrs. Spit on It, if you want to give us another flavor to sample, we would love that.
All these innuendos.
What? It was like, okay, fine.
Another flavor.
Yeah.
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 No. It's just that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to ask you, what do you prefer? Chocolate, vanilla, caramel? Like, what is your preferred flavor?
Chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. No hesitation.
What toppings do you like? Do you like extra chocolate chips, like hot fudge?
I like hot fudge.
Okay.
Oh.
I think I prefer chocolate as well. I like fudge. Yeah. Doesn't always have to be hot though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like whipped cream.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Napoleon B. Mike, you didn't even comment.
Huh?
What's
What?
your flavor?
I like any flavor, to be honest with you.
Oh man, Neapolitan is that what
Yeah.
that's called?
Yeah.
Napolitan.
Oh, Napoleon. Yo, that's fire.
Name change.
That's fire. No, that's not a name change though. Forget that. I'm keeping my name. What?
Too far with Napoleon B. Mike. Okay, yeah, I want another flavor.
You want another flavor, Napoleon B. Mike?
Sure, go ahead.
We're sitting here hungry.
Yes.
All right.
Mm.
I have a question. Thank you. This next poem is called I Hunger. You know, it's not good to go a day without eating. It's not good to go a day without feeding. You have to feed your inner hunger sometimes. Or maybe most of the time, or maybe all of the time if you prefer to be that full of your passion, full of action from your favorite position, whether it's you on top and he's spitting, whether it's you on top and he's spitting, whatever it is, you have to feed yourself or let him feed you. I'm not tripping. I'm being very specific. I'm being very, very honest tonight. Sometimes it's just not worth the fight to try to fight it off. You have to feed yourself. Feed yourself and feed him too. This is what you do. You lay there and spread and rub the top of his head and just let him feed himself. Now here's what he does. He lays there, rubs the top of your head with his sausage that's upright while you feed yourself until he creams himself all over the bed. Thank you.
Oh
Girl.
man. Oh man.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I felt like it all clicked. What you? I'm a little slow on this stuff sometimes. So at first, when you were saying feed yourself and him, I was like, oh, this person sounds very nurturing. Like,
oh my goodness, K Bellz.
Like it's giving Maya Angelou vibes.
No,
like you have to take care of yourself and everybody. But then I was like,
no,
that's not.
Not at all.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
Right? Yeah. We're gonna try to see if we can get.
You didn't even comment on Mrs. Spit on its poem. I mean, come on.
We're gonna get other people's opinions on this poem first. Let's see if we can get Poetic Siren and Chelsea.
Was that legal? Was that legal?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Was that even legal? I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's true. Like I don't know if y'all were seeing, but when I had my video, sorry, I'm charging my headphones. That mic would help, but I'm gonna be using my phone for now. But I had to wipe my glasses because of these two. I don't know. I just some smoke coming from the steam to my glasses.
Oh man.
Well, we
Your question. I actually was working on an erotic poem today.
Tonight's a
it
perfect
made me
night.
Right. Yo. All right. So, jeez, this is a lot of erotica in one night.
Are you
Don't
drunk or
don't
are you
worry.
like-
Later on, I'm gonna go back to my niche as it is. It's just it's a little hot in here, you know.
Ooh, don't
I mean,
take
that's why I
that
have the air
close
conditioner
down.
on.
Jeez. No, Kay. Let's keep our composure here.
Okay. Oh man.
Well,
Okay, poetic siren, just hold on to that poem because we can hear you, but you're not heard live. So
Okay.
yes. So please. Okay. So we're gonna switch to Mrs. Spit on It. Until we can get poetic sirens signal through our station. So, Mrs. Spit on It. Do you feel butterflies or any fanny flutters when you're writing these poems?
Yes.
Is that a part of why you do it?
Yes, because you feel the butterflies in the moment of the actual action. So it's good to take that with the poem.
So these poems are like little memories in your book and you can just relive them.
Yeah, because a lot of these things actually took place.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just kind of going back to it and writing it out.
Okay, so what is the best time frame for writing these erotic poems? Because right now I have the impression that at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're just getting home. So like 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, you've had your experience. Like, what's the best time for you to write?
Late at night, really, yeah.
Okay, that's nice. My best ideas come late at night as well. Okay, so Napoleon B. Might is back in our studio. And
so the issue is we might be able to hear Poetic Siren through the YouTube, but not the radio.
okay.
So, Poetic Siren, go ahead and give us your take on Mrs. Spit on It's most recent poem that she just performed.
I will reiterate. I will. I had to clean my glasses because it was getting a little steamy.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. There's something about the way she just kind of like she was able to not emphasize what we would put as direct. She just put it as a very indirect way, and I like that more because it's like she's talking around it than directly about it, you know?
It's direct, but like indirect.
Like she's not talking about it, she's talking around it. And I like that.
Okay. I like that too. It feels for me. It feels like you have to be in the loop.
Having yeah, definitely. At least context. But we all knew the context from this.
Right. Okay, Napoleon B. Might, do we want to let Poetic Siren perform, or we want to wait?
We will let them perform.
Okay.
Because we can hear them on the YouTube channel. So go ahead and tune into, if you're on xtsr.org, tune into Poetry Slamm YouTube channel. That's Poetry Slamm with 2 M's. You're going to want to see results for Poetry Slamm with 2 M's. And tune in to us there because you cannot hear Poetic Siren on the XTSR website. So We're going to let everybody get their YouTube started up so they can tune in through YouTube channel.
Maraschino cherries, major run. No one had a run like Rhymes. No one.
Alright, I'm hoping this works.
Okay.
And we are back.
Napoleon B. Might's mic is working fine. Let's.
So it seems like we're going through the normal tech difficulties of Poetry Slam.
I have this strong urge to roast you.
Why?
Strong urge to roast you.
Why do you have the strong urge to roast me?
Because we're trying new things, but when it comes to stuff, we already know how this technology stuff works. Like two things go wrong every show, but it's like if you're doing a new thing, you need to test it before the show. That's all I'm saying.
But can you guys hear me at least?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. I have the headphones.
Oh, great.
Great.
Problem solved.
So we also have someone in the booth who's helping us figure out, making sure that we're getting all our guests heard and seen.
We have a team.
We have a team.
We do. So let's just keep talking so that we can know if everybody's being heard. So Poetic Siren, you've already been introduced. You responded to Mrs. Spit on It's poem, and you also told us that you wrote an erotic poem just today.
Yeah, I think officially this is my second one. My first one was with an X, and I gave it to him. So it's like one of those poems that you can't really take back, you know? You just wrote it in the moment, wrote it because, you know, you had the feelings and you had that cute thing going on.
Oh.
Okay.
Now don't get flustered because of my wording, okay?
It sounds like you've got some fanny flutters. What? Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay, wow.
Man.
Mrs. Spit on It. Are you still there? Can you still hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Cool. So we're all
Heard.
listening,
Right.
and we're all tuned into Poetic Siren whenever you're ready to perform.
Say what? I did not hear that.
Oh.
I was like...
Okay. Well, we were saying, if you would like to perform your poem, we're all listening.
Okay. Sure. Okay. This is actually my second live one. on video online here like this in video form. Some a little nervous. It's different than being on Twitter. But all right, this is untitled. But all right, this is untitled. It's still a work. Everybody that has talked to me knows that. Everybody that has talked to me knows that the way I like how poetry is evolving.
No, sorry, keep on saying to delete it.
Well, he was the sound effects. I'm sorry, but you know I gotta make up for that. Poetic siren, everybody.
All right, go ahead, poetic siren.
All right, so this is. I have no title for this. So this is. I have no title for this. Powerful and strong. Powerful and strong. And for this ride, you brought me along. And for this ride, you brought me along. To your gaze, I dare not look away. To your gaze, I dare not look away. Hand in hand, intimidation is the game. And I'm left soothe my mind, my body, soothe my mind, my body, caught in the syrup of sensuality, so sweet we made the environment ready. And I'm here ready. Your hands slide across the terrain. Your hands slide across the terrain. I hold myself, I hold myself, not say. No, I sound the chime, and the music. As I pray, don't let my cheeks as I pray, don't let my as I blush, and my mind as I blush, and my mind your shining skin as you slow, shining skin as you slow, as shaking my body, as it soothing my aloe, as I'm here guiding, suppressing, causing, because I don't want my body to get the impression of my body. Yet you feed and I can't help. Yet you feed and I can't help these small whelps from every movement. Don't worry about firmer. I can. Don't worry about me. I'm a fast learner. You play with me so effortlessly. You play with me so effortlessly, and I'm the treasure. The key, and I'm the treasure. Continue the game as I lay and stare into the light gaze. Shredding the idea that there will be an end, but till then I'll pretend that we'll stay this way for a bit longer. Both winded, small-minded, as instinct commanded, not hasted but wasted, as we tasted the time. Stare down. And look what I have so far.
Oof.
Wow. I was kind of hanging on the line when you said you're a fast learner.
That. I think that's one of my favorite lines too. I just wanted to put it in there successfully because everybody enjoys that. Nobody likes to be the student. Everybody likes the teacher.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mrs. Spit on It. We saw you smiling over there. What are you thinking?
I was feeling feelings.
Feelings. Ooh, we don't have a good sound. Feelings. Yeah. I just liked how smooth it was. Like, I feel like the rhythm for these sorts of poems really puts you in the moment, and it really gives you the vibe.
Yeah. I think that's something I enjoy. One of my favorite things is alliteration. Any poem is alliteration. That's strong to go to. Strong it's like every time you're gonna do a sentence, you're just gliding through the word. You're just gliding through the word. Maybe you can actually catch some of these.
Personally, I feel my go-to is rhyme if I'm trying to make something, I don't know, give it some more thought. Mrs. Spit on It, do you have a go-to writing device?
I like rhyme. However, I kind of just flows with whatever, my mind kind of takes me to.
Oh, okay. Napoleon be my. I feel like you don't really have one. I think you're just free verse. Am I wrong?
I am very free verse. Yes, free verse is my style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do a little a little alliteration and a little rhyme scheme every now and again, but I tend to do free verse as my default.
Alliteration is a lot of fun. I also think it's really fun when you meet somebody who has like a, an alliteration name. You know
Oh yeah, definitely. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's mainly because it was something that it's mainly because it was something that I think growing up, everybody has those challenges. Everybody has those challenges. Sally sold seashells by the seashore and stuff like that. I love those challenges.
Oh wow. I remember trying to say that sort of stuff fast when I was in elementary school and just feeling like I could be the only one in my friend group to do it, and it wasn't me.
K-Bells, I hate to call you out on the live, but you need to put talk into the mic instead of talking like you're talking at the side of the mic.
I am talking into the mic. I'm talking into the mic.
Okay.
Okay. So, Poetic Siren, thank you so much for reading your poem.
Anytime. You already know I got more. You already know I got more. I actually yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. I found a note in my phone, and it was actually like similar to like a poetic form that I would use, it into a poem. And so I revised it into a poem. I don't know if I read it to you guys. I think I called it accountability.
I don't think we've heard that one.
No, I remember. Okay, so I did read it. I remember. So I did read it to a group, but I don't think I read it with you guys.
If you read it now, if you read it to us, we'll probably recognize it, but I don't recognize it by the title.
Oh, okay. I mean, it is a working title, so I'm always. I mean, it is a working title, so I'm always. For now, I'm calling it accountability. For now, I'm calling it accountability. I don't know if y'all want me to perform it. I don't want to give somebody else a chance. I love wanting to give somebody else a chance. I love giving chances. It's like a day, lineup. It's like a lineup and everything. All right. So this is accountability. I am not a detailed thinker, not much of a drinker. I can't always ask the questions, but I can say what I'm doing, what I want, Dre, and not stray. I cannot retain information. Great. I'm losing my contemplation. When I know I cannot help the situation, I won't deal with an emotion I cannot handle. No explanation. I am a people pleaser, and I'm working on stopping that. I want to communicate correctly, but I do not always have the capacity and respond to emotions effectively. Communication goes both ways, so why am I straining myself? No, draining myself to communicate to just you. Don't act like you. That is true. I know why. Again, I'm a people pleaser to a point where I feel like I can't even talk. Imposter syndrome be damned. You do know, yes, you do. I hate lying and it feels wrong. Yet I'm berated, almost beaten, and I'm so appalled. But we know I can't always recall, yet everything is my fault. I'm done. My responsibility I will take and do what you've done for sake. That was accountability. I tried my best because it was a note. The small context behind this one is it was a note to an ex thing that was going on in the beginning of the year. Y'all know had to do with an ex roommate, and I wanted to speak on what I did and what he was doing because he wasn't taking accountability for his actions. But at the end of the day, how what happened happened. We separated. We're not talking, and I'm fine with that. At the end of the day, I knew my good, I knew my bad, and I'm just dealing with life how I can. Just dealing. We're just dealing.
We just talked about that. So, Poetic Siren,
Uh-huh.
what type of poet are you?
My type of poetry. I hope I'm not breaking up for you guys because my video is going wonky.
We can hear you fine, but yes, you did freeze.
Oh no, the freezing. Let me just settle this here. That's not a flattering angle. So, my type of poetry, I guess I embody raw emotion when it comes down to it, because a lot of my poetry comes down to very strong feelings. It can be any strong feeling from joyfulness, sadness, stress, as you guys have heard. I think I did show you guys the one I was working on last time, raw emotion, raw humanity.
Yes.
I remember showing you guys that one, and especially my epic poem. That one's my staple, the one I'm always going to love, the one I'm always going to have. Cause that kind of pertains to my type of love for poetry and how you could basically tell a tale with either as few words as possible or as much words as you need to. So I guess raw emotion would definitely be something I'd put my poetry at.
So you would say you're a raw emotional poet?
Yeah, definitely. I guess because it also ties down to theater. I love theater so much. If you're able to make the person believe what you're doing is what you're doing, if you're able to give them this illusion that is actually happening, it's wonderful. You're doing what you set out to do.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear you say that because I feel some poets are shy away from saying, "Oh, I'm this type and I'm that type." I guess it's because, like, as an artist, you want to remain fluid. Um, so I was asking because earlier, Mrs. Spit on Me said she's an erotic poet, and when I tried to look up types of poets, nothing really came up. So I think it's kind of interesting that you just make raw emotional poetry because I think that's very relatable, but it also doesn't box you in.
Yeah, of course not. It's I believe everybody has a way of like maneuvering around something. I don't think everybody's ever gonna be in a box. Like just because you do one thing doesn't mean you can't embody something else. That's what my poetry is about. Like you can always take one of my poems and put it into a cycle of many things. Because even if you think of one scenery, somebody else is taking it to their own perspective. They're taking it to another level where it's like, oh, in this part, he's probably talking about love. No, this part he's talking about hate, and they don't really understand that. For me, I could possibly putting it as the love and hate, two sides, you know? And that's just what I love to do. I love to get people thinking. I love people to actually want to understand the emotions behind why I wrote why I wrote my poetry. Because I don't always just write for the fun of it. Sometimes I do embed my past from my joyful times to my not so joyful times, you know? And I believe everybody can kind of, as long as they're able to feel out what I'm trying to present, that's how I know I did my job as a raw emotional poet, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know that I definitely made some people cry, especially with my with my poem Rainbow Jeans. I know a lot of people gave me great feedback on that one because that was my first ever epic poem, you know? That was the one that started kind of everything. And I still write on that till this day. I still go back to rewrite, revise. Never the same thing twice.
You said it's called Rainbow Jean?
Rainbow Jeans, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's just a constant working poem that you have. I want to know more about it.
Thanks.
I really do. So, like, what's it about? Is it a story?
So I'll give you context because I did think about making a epic poem after the Canterbury Tales, which is a very story-like, very long poem where it talks about different people. In my reiteration of Rainbow Jeans, it kind of talks about my coming out journey as a gay person. So it kind of embodies everything I've dealt through in life, how people see me, how people tell me, and how I just maneuvered around the world, you know? Because even from the way I spoke, because you always go to school and they tell you, oh, you speak so white.
Yes.
I've been told that countless times, and I actually do have a small snippet of where I wrote exactly that, where it's like, oh, because I speak a color I don't see. It's like I can always go from my Latin accent to always English, perfect English, and then so on and so forth, you know? There's no real difference to how you speak. Everybody's intelligent in their own way. But if you're going to judge me on how I speak and then relate that to sexuality, that's pretty idiotic.
Wow. Okay, so I have a couple context questions.
Go on.
Okay, so do you think there's a stereotype about the way you, not just the way you speak and I don't know how to say this. So you said that you're a gay person.
Yeah.
I feel there's a stereotype about the way gay men speak, but you are what is your gender?
I am non-binary. I really don't care how people see me, but when it comes to their idea of comfortability, because I don't really believe it's necessary unless you're going to be in a relationship with me, I tell them my biological gender. I am male, which is why I usually consider myself gay, because I don't like women. I like guys.
Okay. So do you feel there is a stereotype for how, I guess, other gay people speak? Because do you feel like you were stereotyped in that way?
I definitely feel like I was stereotyped, and I tried to kind of fight a lot of those stereotypes in high school. I had shorter hair. Even when I had my femininity, I didn't really wear like heels the way I do now. But I kind of grew out of that because to me, what I know now kind of was my saving grace, where I really could care less of how people see me. A lot of the stereotypes that I kind of portray isn't even a lot of the stereotypes that people think of me as. Like, obviously, I have a lighter voice and what people would call gay voice, but at the same time, not everybody catches on to it. So I don't really fit stereotypes to certain people, you know? Um, I don't even think makeup was a big stereotype because look at actors. They wear makeup constantly to look pretty, even if you're a guy. And I'm just here thinking only gay dudes wear makeup. No, I love wearing makeup whenever I want to. And if I don't want to, that's my choice, you know? Um, my femininity also doesn't go against rough housing or being in rough sports and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I don't like sports, but watch me in volleyball. I'll throw you down.
Yeah. I think this topic is super interesting and um not really something that we've talked about on the show before. So I appreciate you for sharing your perspective on it. And Napoleon B. Mike, I see you're back at the mic. So what's up?
So I believe Chelsea can be heard. Go ahead and give us a spill,
Hello,
Chelsea.
1, 2.
All right.
Yeah,
You're in.
I'm here.
Yep.
So what does that mean?
So this is Poetry Slam, our official radio show. The space is just a pre-show to get people ready for the actual show.
Nice.
So welcome, Chelsea,
Hey, Chelsea.
to
Hey,
our show.
you guys rock.
Hello. I love you so much, Sophie. I'm just saying
Much
that from the
love.
bottom of my heart.
Anytime. What do I go and share something now, or what? I mean, the topics you guys are discussing really hits home for me. I have like lots to say, but it's a lot of backtracking to do. But
Oh, okay. Well,
oh,
be
when
in
it
the
comes to
present.
when I first jumped on, it was. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Start from the beginning, Chelsea.
When I first got on, it was real spicy, right? And then like I was gonna tell you guys, like I don't really do spice with words. I express my spice in different ways. So I only have I have different type of content, but this whole thing, the conversation went to great avenues. So I don't really. I need some navigation here.
Oh, okay. Well, before we got you on and talking, we were speaking with Poetic Siren about her gender identity or their
Right.
gender identity. I apologize.
I do not mind. Don't worry about it. I've had a lot of people. Just think of it as like you're going through a drive-through. You hear me as something in your perspective, guy or anything. I honestly don't care because at the end of the day, some people I'm not gonna have in my life, and some people I will. So I'll just drive on by. You know. So
Yeah, I
call me.
respect that.
Yeah, just call me anything you feel like. Call me anything you feel like enough, and I'll be fine. Believe it or not, a lot of guys actually believe I'm a girl, especially on Twitter. So I genuinely feel sorry sometimes where they're like, "Oye, mommy, how you doing? How can you show me this?" And I'm just here like,
Oh man.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm actually not sorry to disappoint you. I have a C word. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm so slow.
you're so slow, K
I know,
Bellz.
I'm like on a 20-second delay when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 So, Chelsea, go ahead and share a poem with us and give us the
Alrighty.
background of the poem and everything like that.
So I'm gonna do a different one I did than Twitter space last night. It's not really a complete thought. It's just something I was really, you know, when you write and you're just exploring and you don't really know where it's going, and not just a free write. I mean, like, you're getting at something, but I don't know what to call it. I know you guys were talking about titles of things too, so it's
It's
just a
okay.
different version. I've wrote this one so many times in different versions. So I feel like nobody hears me. However, rhyming helps me live life clearly. It gripped me to reality, but I've been missing my family. Wish they would stop and see how I really be. If they did, they'd be like, oh, you're just being silly. That's a disregard that makes me angry. It's like I'm a figure skater spinning on ice at first hurt with comedy. Now I'm dizzy. I wasn't trying to act, end up phony, be funny, an MC or a poet that preach. I don't got time to learn the street to compete with G's when I don't know what that means, or an open mic at a coffee shop with sheep. No offense. Go ahead and call me hmm, for avoiding them to just chew me up and leave. Who would even want to listen to a speech that slurs syllables through chipped teeth? The only one I battle is me with a beat, as I trust in my destiny like a Romeo and Juliet tragedy, like Finch was with his white pony, if you get what I mean. It was a movie. Love indeed can be dirty, and I'm too lazy to start cleaning right now. So for now, I turn to something more easy. His words, your words, her words, they motivate me. They keep my mind busy so I don't fall into crazy. And I gotta thank thee for giving this world the variety of songs that feed our hunger to cure the empty. Your source of energy that gave me to give up the sleazy. You helped me see that the way I was living was not the way to be. You're my sponsor that helps me stay clean. My hmm of all the that I've seen, and the mentor of all the ish that I bleed. You unlock doors to let the inner children breathe while you encourage the right to be free. Man, I love this feeling. You stimulated my heartbeat. You're a unique breed. I'd be privileged in me, or was. And when you speak, I'm occupied by a puzzle, and it's making me perfect my hustle. All aboard Lucy's insane train shuttle. A tiny girl is getting ready to rumble. Get a hold of your balls, and before I grab and make you fumble, excuse me. People take me for quiet and humble, oblivious to the fact that I heal in ways that are subtle. With me, you'll trip and get lost in the jungle, or it's just my own fault that I get lost. Life is like a card game that leaves couples in a shuffle, 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 and knock us out with this shovel when we tussle and stuff our bodies in death stuffle with Rapunzel and guzzle our remains to recycle. Check it on how we're all a broken record in a huddle that wanna cuddle and shuffle. Shuffle the broken records to the nearest ish in the muzzle. That's me. I was a trick. I am a tree with a switch to the wicked witch, and I got an itch to unlock corporate combination. Solve your heart of complication, read your chart of constellation, and have a conversation about Abe's theory on self-actualization. But maybe that's why all dudes split. When I'm the chick in their relationship, it's really stupid-ish. But it's their loss. I'm on permanent vacation. He didn't know the meaning of aspiration, couldn't keep up with my ambition. Why would he stay when Miss ADHD could not pay attention or lash out and post-traumatic distortion and dimples in and out of addiction? Peel these off before I morph into a psycho legion. I'll give you a rhyme that brings reason. It's a way of my ultimate healing of my emotional lesions. Time of the change of the seasons, a way to break the concentration I got on this dude's life. Get this out of my mind. We used to shine. You got me to stop lines. Yeah, I stopped getting high. I even started using the bread twisty ties because you off without them. And I don't know why I still did it because you was my cutie pie. Your affection made me climb. You saw my soul through my broken eyes. You broke right through it and left me blind like Valentine's. Tell me the truth and not them lies. Why you're not mine? I'd be a fool to let it get me down. So I say goodbye. Look up to the sky and just try to describe how I accidentally almost committed suicide. Get distracted, forgot that I was alive, too busy to be messing around with these guys. All of a sudden, the suicide exes come along like how many times it's really messing with my mind. Clock still ticks for the issues to be justified, but I want to cry. Nope, there is no time. Get them spirits in high tides, be a raging tourist bull on a mission to be successful. There's just a little bit more if you hang in there with me. I started in that ride and going hard, but my tank's getting low on fuel. It reminds me of every time we feud. It's getting dark and I'm smelling toxic fumes. Let's rewind time to look at you and spark the desire to romance. Time to use my dance to fuse a seductive trance. Get a hold of your stance and embark in the beauty of martial arts. quick gawking and clinging. The marshals are Lily. How do you use a compass to navigate you through the dark? Awareness is key in following your heart. Every type of love leaves its unique mark on a person's characters like scars. Don't hold back, shoot for the stars. I plant my heart in a mason jar with a note inside, sincerely yours. Take it out to sea and see where the water vessel takes me. Think deep as I close it in a chest made of metal. Then toss it overboard to see my heart pump life on a different level. Why? To be continued. I just felt like I was going on for a while, so I cut it short.
Jeez.
Chelsea.
Yo. Nah. That was fire. Fire. Just
At all. Hey guys.
I'm gonna go on mute now. Thank you guys. Much love.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. It felt like I could have listened to you for 30 minutes. I
right.
was hearing you. I was like, this could be a whole podcast episode. Like, I could look for this on Spotify and just have this on a loop.
facts. Nah, that's so true. Like, Chelsea, your not only your flow, but your cadence change and everything is like, it's just dope on another level. Like, especially for a poet, it's like, it's just, I have no words. Like,
Mrs. Spit on It, I heard you trying to say something.
It was a nice poem. I like the flow and all that. That's it.
Okay. Chelsea, we don't want to hold you hostage.
and we are so sorry for the tech difficulties we had, like trying to get you heard and everything. So
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be tuning in. I got some things to do, but
okay.
I'd like to see you guys again.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Before you go, where can we find you?
Oh, like
on Twitter or Instagram?
all poetry website. It's a website you can post your poetry, like with words. But I got Cosmo Bull 53 on Instagram, or what is Twitter? I don't know. Like Springer, like it Chelsea Springer, but I spell it like GRR, like grr.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, we'll be listening and watching for more Chelsea.
Right.
All right, guys. Much love.
Thank you. Poetic Siren, do we still have you on? Okay, Mrs. Spit on It. We are back.
Right.
So we're actually going to have our special featured guest, Tay DZ, call in a few minutes. I'm not sure if he's going to perform,
but we still got Poetic Siren in the chat, and we got Miss Spit on It. Here is
Tay DZ. Dang. Maybe not. So,
go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, Mrs. Spit on It. If you want to read another poem, the floor is open to you because our show's gonna end soon, and we've got a lot of people. But Napoleon B. Might's giving me eyes. So what is it?
We haven't performed yet. Okay,
I performed.
Oh, it's just me then.
It's
okay,
just you.
okay.
It's just you. This
Dang.
is a rarity. Okay.
Dang.
We all know Napoleon B. Might is always trying to hog the mic.
What do you
and he catches
mean?
an attitude if he doesn't get enough time on the mic. So go ahead.
So yeah, this is the
Psych. It's Tay DZ.
All right, here we got Tay DZ.
Pass the mic, Napoleon B. Might. Tay DZ, do you want to perform for us tonight, or are you just for commentary?
I don't have the loin power to match the energy here.
Whoa. This is a safe space. Everybody can bring their own energy.
I don't have that energy, and
Yeah, you
I
do.
applaud those that do.
Come on now.
I will say the first batch of poems from Miss Spit on It Isn't. It was those were a ride.
Oh.
Right. No, a ride is like putting it calmly.
Putting it that was like getting in the bus and driving through the city. That was some imagery. That was some of the best imagery. So good stuff. But yeah, that's I have no performance. I am here to give y'all a prompt whenever y'all want it, though.
Oh. Yeah, give us a prompt.
I'm thinking, in honor of things that y'all did and what y'all heard today, how about y'all both do a poem describing something that you feel like is a topic that you keep locked away in your head? Something. So I'm not. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't have to be erotic.
No, you want to hear our deepest, darkest secrets. It seems like.
I mean, it could. It could be anything that you keep locked away in your head, but just something intimate.
Okay,
So,
I feel like you're low key trying to comment that you think we are like suppressed in some way because we couldn't really match Mrs. Spit on Its energy. We don't have any erotic poetry, so you're like, okay.
Hi, can you guys hear me better now?
Yes.
Sorry, my laptop was either overheating or dealing with its own issues. I don't know. I need a stronger computer in the future.
Same. It very well may have been overheating because when we do the Skype stuff, I'm basically you with the freezing and the can't hear.
Oh my goodness.
So,
yeah, no, I had to turn off the air conditioner for y'all to hear me without issue.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. In case you're not up to date, we have Tay Z on the line who has commented on some of our poems, and he just gave a prompt. So we're not sure if you want to participate in our poetry prompts, but Tay Z, will you just reiterate it?
Please.
Earlier in the show, I'm just saying. Our host said they don't have poems like that. So maybe let's see what do y'all have? What can y'all put to paper?
So Tay Z is trying to challenge Napoleon B. Might and I to write an erotic poem. Like, he didn't say that at first, but this is really what he.
Exactly. He's going the roundabout way of asking us to create.
I'm going through the roundabout because I'm trying to find the lane. You know.
There's only one lane, only one route. Like you say, write an erotic poem or don't.
I love that so much, though. I love prompt ideas, mainly because in case you ever get into like writer's block, somebody can challenge you, and it just lets the creative flows go.
Yes, we definitely need that because we try to come every week with new poems, but sometimes you get into a space where you feel like you don't want to like force your content just for the sake of performing. So the prompts really help us out.
Exactly.
And actually, I think one prompt like drove you to write a poem that you wanted to perform live.
Oh,
or that you performed at the poetry party, and that was your first live performance.
Yes.
There are poetry parties? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in Baltimore we have the poetry party live.
Which is on like a live stage in front of a physical live audience.
Right.
Oh my gosh. That sounds amazing. I haven't gone to any open mics in the longest.
It was nerve-wracking, a little bit, but like the crazy thing is, my friend who went with me, my best friend who went with me said I didn't even look nervous. I didn't sound nervous at all. I was just doing my thing. I was just like, yo, I was shaking. Like
The
I
pre-show jitters, and I struggle with social anxiety. So imagine I'd have to like throw myself into the fire just for me to be like, "Hey, everybody, it's Mr. Rogers." Anyways.
oh man.
Oh wow. I mean, when it comes to that stuff, I don't even try to be like a personable, friendly person on stage. If it's my turn, I just get up there and say, "Okay, this is called, read it, and leave."
This is called Read It.
So as it was brought to my attention, I'm the only person who hasn't performed a poem yet.
Would you mind performing that poem that you performed at poetry party?
But,
All right, look, I'm not gonna.
I will read that poem. Okay.
Don't get nervous now.
This one is confidence can be a natural disaster. There are times where I feel like Samuel L. Jackson and King Kong, because ain't nobody got nothing on me. But there are also times where I feel like the smallest bug on the planet, liable to get crushed. And I know I get my confidence from God, but sometimes it is unseen like the tectonic plates under the earth. But when stirred up, will make its presence known and can cause a 9.5 magnitude earthquake. I am that earthquake, but I'm also the building that gets turned into rubble by it. I'm trying to see I'm trying to see myself more as the hero to my story, but I am the mess. I am a mess. I tend to see myself as the anti-hero, the villain, like a combination of Deadpool and Joker. I know there's a fine line between confident and insecure, and I ride that line like I'm playing connect the dots. There are days where I just want to put in my earbuds, listen to music, poetry, watch a YouTube video, and just be by myself. But there are also days where I hold my head up and walk with the confidence I know I have. I also know there's a thin line between cocky and confident, and I ride that line too, hoping to create a picture of myself I approve of, hoping to find that happy medium between cocky and insecure. Being by myself is contradictory to me because I'm an extrovert. I love being around people. I am different. I am a rare breed. So I know if I walked with the confidence of an earthquake, it would shake people to their very core, causing them to stare. But I don't like being stared at. There are days where instead of being an earthquake, I'd rather be a tornado because at least people would run and hide from me. But I know that there are storm chasers hoping to catch readings on it before it passes. There are times where I see my name in the lights next to some of the biggest names in poetry, but at the same time, I see myself being stared at by millions, messing up one of my poems. Sometimes I wish my confidence was a tsunami, meaning I wish my wave would drown those who get in my way. I know my friends and family see me as a dormant volcano waiting to erupt. Thank you.
I like that. I really do. I don't know. It hit home, especially when it's like you. How do you say? You being by yourself, being contradictory because you're an extrovert. I think there are some people that they are extroverts. They just sometimes they're just tired of dealing with things outside.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that mentality. I can definitely relate to that mentality. Um, I consider myself more of an ambivert because I have both.
Ambivert.
Yeah, ambivert. Um, because I have both introverted and extroverted tendencies. So, but you know,
Do you ever think of yourself as like a what is it called? Not a social butterfly. Social introvert.
social introvert. Hmm.
So there are times that you're like outside and you can be friendly when you're outside, but once you're gone from that place, you're kind of with yourself and you enjoy time with yourself still versus like if you call somebody, you barely call anybody because you kind of have that introvert tendency. Like you can be nice, can be sweet and very positive on the outside when you're at work, when you're doing what you want to do, got to do outside of your house. But once you hit home, you don't open the door for nobody. You don't answer your phone for nobody. You're just wanting to be with yourself. Because
Nah,
I'm that.
no, that's definitely not me. I definitely like hit people up occasionally and be like, yo, what's the moves? What's the moves? But like when it comes to those times where I just want to be by myself, I just shut myself in my room and just binge watch YouTube compilations or binge watch TikToks or what?
I feel like I'm a social introvert. Hearing you describe that, I don't answer my phone for anybody. Don't open the door for anybody, but I get
Definitely.
drained by social interactions. But then I also sometimes want to participate.
Yeah, like I can be fun and everything when I'm like at work. I can be outgoing, but then like when I'm at home, I don't call people all the time to come over. When people invite me, I think thrice between going out and staying home, mainly because it's like, oh, what if I don't go out? What if I do go out? What if I get ridiculed? It's just I probably don't want to deal with that. And then once I'm out, I get out of that mindset where it's like, yeah, party, wonderful, these things.
Facts.
Um,
I feel
but
that.
all the time, yeah, all the whole time, your social battery is just going, I want to go home.
Oh man, I feel I'm that way sometimes. Like
I can see that. I can see that. I can see, but also like, Kay, I can see you as like s- uh
like I agree to things, but then like right before it's time to do it, I'm like I actually don't feel like it anymore. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I said I was gonna go hang out with you, but I don't want to go. I start thinking things like, oh, I don't want to be at that person's house. Why did I agree to that? I know I don't like doing stuff like that.
Why do you think extroverts adopt the introverts? They just immediately, you're going out. We're going out. We're doing this. We're leaving. Let's go.
Oh,
yeah. No, that would definitely be me with Kay. Like
yeah.
I definitely would drag her out places. Like,
You've done that before.
oh yeah, no, I've done. Yeah.
Yeah, we went mini golfing and then just like in different areas, like, oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do that. And it has to do with
Different
like, putting
events.
ourselves out there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh no, I'm so terrified of doing that. No, I deal with social anxiety. I used to have a friend who used to do that to me all the time. Like, hey, my family's doing this. Want to go out? I'm like, I don't, but you're my best friend, so I know you're gonna try to make me go regardless, even if I say no.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't even care. I mean, it depends on who you're with for sure. Because I had a boyfriend who was like that. Like, oh, let's hang out with this group of people, and I was always like, I don't really feel like meeting a lot of new people. Like that's very overwhelming. And these people are stuffy, so that is extra overwhelming.
Not
Yeah,
stuffy.
just the idea of dealing
Yeah.
with people is overwhelming. Like it's like my job, like because I where I work at right now, we cook dog food, but with human grade ingredients. I used to be in the kitchen, but because I used to be in the kitchen where I didn't have to deal with people, just my coworkers. But then they put me into retail. Well, I put myself into retail because I need the hours, obviously. But now I'm full time retail. um, so I'm like I told them, they're like, "Oh, but you're really good at it." Yeah, because I can deal with people doesn't mean I want to deal with people.
Right. Keep it professional. Mrs. Spit on it. Do you want to jump in on this?
I'm just listening to you guys. A lot of times, I really kind of don't feel like dealing with a whole bunch of people. And the people who know me know this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just want to be left the heck alone. And there are other times where I feel like being social and hanging out and talking. But more times than not, just please leave me alone.
Dang.
Oh man.
We keeping it real.
As you should. As you should.
Tay DZ, what's your take on the conversation?
Hey man, as you know, the word social introvert might be one of my favorite terms now. I didn't think that even existed. I'm gonna start using that now, actually, because I really think that might describe me as for some things. I can I can definitely be with you out out in the world and all that, but sometimes I need to charge batteries.
Poetic siren, what have you done?
I don't know. I'm just
Uh,
knowledgeable. I don't know. I'll just look at my oracle cards to see what the guardian angels have to say about that.
Um, um,
This has been super fun. Have so many people on our show at one time. It's been a long time since we've done this.
that is true, and the first time we've done it virtually.
Oh
So
my gosh, yeah, we're pulling it off. So this is
finally, I
Poetry
mean,
Slam history. Thanks to Napoleon B. My. He's the tech person, really.
thank you. I actually have like one poem I want to like try one here.
Well, you have to because everyone has read multiple poems except you. So
Oh wow,
you really
That
have
is
some catching up
true.
to do.
jeez. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I agree. Not just because you tried to roast her earlier, but I agree.
All right. So this one doesn't have a title yet,
Are we
but
Oh, you're pointing
doing?
at me?
Are we doing name that poem, or are we just going to enjoy?
name that poem.
Okay.
So
Thinking caps.
so the yeah. So I also do a little something different in this one as well. I did something when I did something different in one we did last week. So this one is gonna have the same vibe. All right, let's go. She told me put my heart in the bag and nobody gets hurt. Now I'm running from her love. I'm not fast, so I'm making it worse. Now I'm digging up the grave from my past. I'm a whole different person. It's a gift and a curse, but I cannot reverse it. You told me to put my heart in your hands, and you wouldn't drop it. Not just with your words, but your actions as well. You said you'd never leave, so why does it feel like you are? You have strings attached to my heart that you like to tug on. I honestly never thought I'd be writing a poem like this about you, but now I've written 3 or 4 poems about you trying to hold on to a love that you've given me, a love I've never had before. Thank you.
Going out with a lyrical poem. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard one in the longest. I love lyrical poems.
Yeah, that got me excited. Like in the beginning, I was like, okay, Napoleon be my on his SoundCloud rapper, and then you transition so smoothly into the spoken word style. It's like, I need to listen to this again. I want this on Spotify.
Well, it's not quite done yet. So, but the song part is from like Juice Road, Robbery.
Okay.
So like that,
Wait, that wasn't original?
No, that's the same thing that you saw last week when I had that lyrical part, that song part in the
But you enhanced your performance between now and then.
Well, yeah, but
so it sounded different.
No, it was just it was that part that time it was just completely new, something I've never done. So like now it's like going to become a part of my poetry that I add every time. Well, not every time, but like something when I do something new, that's when it's gonna evolve. It might be in the beginning, it might be in the middle, it might be at the end. Now.
Okay.
I think you just inspired me to do a lyrical poem now because I've always wanted to do a lyrical poem, like a group lyrical poem.
A group, like some background singers?
Okay. No.
Like a collab.
Oh.
Have you ever seen Drop Dead Poetry Slam?
No.
Oh, put us on.
What?
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me, please.
Oh man.
That was around. Oh my goodness. So Drop Dead Poetry Slam was a show. I think it was either on like old MTV or old VHS where they would have like these spoken word poets from like the Bronx, the deep New York, deep Harlem, and they would legit show what they got to show, and it's so good. A friend of mine actually showed me it, and there was a group of 3 girls who went on there, and they kind of did a lyrical poem about how toxic masculinity basically, and how they try to kind of like break them down. And I'm like, I'm vibing to this.
Oh wow, that's really hot. I want to listen to that. What is it called again?
I don't know. I haven't heard that poem in like, I think I haven't heard To Drop Dead in a full 6 months.
To Drop Dead.
So I gotta look for it. Drop Dead Poetry.
Drop
yeah.
Dead Poetry.
Drop Dead Poem.
Okay.
All right.
You just put me on to something. I love that, and I like the idea of like poetry TV, and like that's the closest thing I've heard to that. So, and I also like the poem you were talking about toxic masculinity. That sounds like something I'd enjoy as well. So.
Yeah.
Mrs. Spit on It. You're so quiet.
Are you still alive in there, Mrs. Spit on It? Like
I'm alive.
All right.
I'm here.
Okay.
Cool. So.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a prince to kiss her awake.
Huh?
She doesn't need a prince to kiss her awake. She can do it all by herself.
Oh. Oh man. Well, we have extended the show to 10:30.
We extended it, however, we can still.
Yeah, we can still end whenever. So,
So Poetic Siren.
Does anyone have any more poems they want to share, or do I still got to catch up a little bit?
You can catch up next week.
You can catch up. I did want to like, cause I know you guys wanted to you were trying to like also break down Rainbow Jeans. How do you say? I don't know if you remember the whole thing, but
oh
if you want to.
Yeah, let's hear that one.
Yeah, because I don't know how many people actually remember that. And reiterate it. I also did want to like hear that wonderful poem that was going on for a while. Like I feel like there was like a part 2. I think the bad thing about me is that I have like a fleeting memory. So like every time I'm gonna hear a poem again, it's like I'm re-listening to it. ADHD be darned. I know.
Facts. No, that's a fact. ADHD is, yeah, no.
ADZ has a lot to say about that.
We talking ADHD up in here? Where's the fam at?
Right here, and poetic siren is also a.
I heard.
I don't know how to. What how to like say she's a or yeah a
She's a member.
yeah a member of the club, ADHD club, yeah.
Right.
See?
So, on our end, it looks like Poetic Siren went dark. So, I'm not really sure if they're going to come back. Oh, Poetic Siren is back. Great.
Does my even my voice cut out when I like do that? Because
I don't
for
know.
me, my poetry, I kind of have to like hold up. Maybe can you guys not hear me when I do that? Let me see if I could just go dark with this.
Okay. If you're talking, there's no signal.
Well, this app is just rude. It's not even an app. I might as well get the actual app because that's weird. But can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, then I can possibly do it like this. I'm just gonna be cutting in and out only like for a split second to scroll. So wish me luck. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Okay. People think it's simple. Stepping out of the closet saying, "Hi, I like guys," or "I don't want a boyfriend." Like something that must be appointed. Not everyone can break the delusion we made on an illusion that we're all right. People tend to see my smile instead of my emotions because I never open the. Oh, I'm sorry, it's really hard to do this right now.
It's okay. We can try to do it in another format. Like if you can call
Let
in
me
or pre-record it.
Right. So
let
you
me
can.
see if I wrote it down in my book somewhere because I usually when I have it down on one thing, I'll have it down in another. So give me a second, okay? Just
Okay.
let's pass the mic to somebody else for a bit.
Okay, so we have Chelsea back in the Skype. Are we?
Hey,
Oh, we can. If Chelsea's can able to do another poem, we can do that.
yeah, I could be a space.
Okay, Chelsea, your feed is cutting in and out a little bit, so we're gonna switch to Napoleon B. Mike.
Oh
He's
man.
got some catching up to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, I do.
And then Miss Spin on It is looking at me. So what do those eyes mean?
It looks like she's tired. It looks like she ready to go.
Oh, just hanging.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
We are a late night poetry group.
Yeah. So we don't want to keep you hostage.
Y'all not keeping me hostage. Y'all live here.
Oh
For
man.
real.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh.
Oh, I don't think y'all named that poem.
Oh, we didn't name your poem.
We just talked about it.
Oh. Dang.
Is that a no? Should I not go?
No, you can if you're able to be
Well, you sound fine now.
right. So if you can do that, you can go ahead.
Let me check something. Can you still hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Smile. It may take me a while before I can authentically smile, but I assure you I can run a mile to keep up with the ice skating freestyles. Goal this week is to rest my trials and lay down like tiles. Goal this year is to footage of mine. I don't gotta explain myself. Thought I'd go ahead and give it a try. I'm trying to find my old heart of mine, like a doo-wop vibe intertwined in my mental garden in order for my soul to shine. The point of the footage is to heal the relationship I got with a camera. Started with Sony, then Nokia, then Canon with a Maxi Era. Now I don't know what brand I have. I just know I want to see it. And you so far away, the only way we can be is through a lens and not glamour. I go to work, cut hair, sport clips, haircuts, and that's my life. I come home to my spirituality and follow the energetic fights. They battle within me, and I can wait for my ascension to take flight back down to earth because my ego is keeping me from the light. And he
So Chelsea, you're cutting out.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah. Like we couldn't.
Oh, okay. So Chelsea's temporarily gone. Possibly will come back due to technical difficulties. So now it's just Napoleon B. Might. And now while we wait for Poetic Siren, so Napoleon B. Might. Catch up. It's a foot race.
All right. All right.
Oh,
so
dang, you don't even have your.
So no.
You know what? Let me just get on your nerves real quick. Let me read my poem that I wrote as if I am Napoleon B. Might. Napoleon B. Might hates this poem. I'm not gonna read it because we need to stay friends just a little longer.
Oh man.
When I get famous, then that's when we don't need to be friends.
Oh man. Oh man. Not K-Bellz throw me under the bus. But all right, well let's go with this one. I believe I read this last week on this show. I don't remember where I read it, but this one is called Trash Compactor. My mind is a trash compactor. My thoughts are the hydraulics. My body is the trash that gets crushed by the pressure. As an overfeeler and overthinker, I've been called too sensitive. I've been told that I think too much. So I put on a mask. Call it nonchalant. Wear it when I don't want to think about or deal with something, but the hydraulics are too strong. They overpower me. As an overfeeler, I feel every emotion at the intensity of the sun during a hangover. They blind me. Sunglasses do nothing to assuage this brightness. The mask only covers up the sweat so no one sees it. But I still feel it. But I still feel it running down my face. When I'm ready to be vulnerable with someone, I take off the mask, letting the person see the sweat glisten on my face. But sometimes it's too much, so I put the mask back on, hoping to put the genie back in the bottle. But I learned that you can put the genie back in the bottle, but it does not undo everything that was done. So even after I put my nonchalantness back on, everything I said will not be forgotten. Thank you.
Will not be forgotten. Even though it's trash compactor.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to the compost and make it into something new for nutrients.
So everything I said, the last part meaning like everything I said will not be forgotten. So like, even though I put my emotionlessness back on, it's like, and just stopped like sharing or stopped like being overly open. Everything I said before that is not forgotten by the person. They still like remember that and will hold on to that. So
okay. So you're saying you're impactful on people.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, not just impactful, but like when I'm open with somebody, it's not forgotten.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm barely open with people, like completely. Like I might tell like people what went down in a situation, but I will never like. I will rarely say how I felt about what happened.
Oh, you don't forget, or they don't forget?
They don't forget.
Okay.
So like in the situation I had in October, y'all are those who were in the station during that time. Remember what was going on with that person, or at least like if I mention like one detail, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, I remember." But like other than that, it's like yeah, no, I don't really tell like how I felt about it. Like I might tell like the surface, but like not how I really like felt about what went on, or like yeah.
Okay. Candid thoughts
Yeah.
from me?
Yeah.
I think it's presumptuous that you feel the person wouldn't forget how open you were with them, because I think that's something you feel, but that may not be something that another person feels at the same level. Tay Z, what do you think?
I feel like, well, it is hard to kind of understand, understand how people might feel in a situation just off rip without like even asking them, you know. And yeah, I do remember the situation you're talking about.
As do I.
So it's like, in that situation, I'd say there were two wrong parties, but one party was more wrong than the other. And it might have been the party that didn't communicate well. You feel what I mean, B Mike?
Yeah.
Snatch the mic, so that lets you know.
I'm picking up what I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Just wanna, communication in any situation is key. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we don't want to get into the drama. We have 15 minutes left, and hopefully Poetic Siren can get back to the computer before we have to end our show. Otherwise, it's just a reason to have them back.
Right.
Woo!
Right.
Okay. So, Napoleon Be My, I'm not sure if you've caught up or not. I feel that I read three poems. I know Mrs. Spit on It read at least 3 poems. And Poetic Siren read, I think, 2.
I think so as well.
So, I'm going to be polite, add some variety. Mrs. Spit on It, would you like to go again? If so, you may, and then I'll follow, or I'll go.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay, go.
Okay. So the title of this here poem is Your Words. I love to hear you speak. Your voice is so attractive. It pulls me in. It's so proactive. I love to hear your voice, and I love to hear a lot of the words that you say. Here's what you say. Take it. I want you to tell me to take it. This isn't anything dangerous. You're not a rapist, and I understand, because I give you permission to force me into submission. So tell me to take it. Take it all deeply, deeply. I surrender myself. Tell me to take it all from you. And I'll do the same if you want me to. Just tell me. I love to hear your words, your sexy words in my ears. We lay here doing whatever it is that we do. from 8 p.m. to 12 or 12 p.m. to 2, whatever we do. Just tell me. Tell me what you want me to do to you, and I'll make you do what you do to me. I'll tell you to take it. Embrace it. Thank you.
I'm laughing because it was K Bell's like realization that what this.
No, I knew, and I was just stunned. So
when
because look, ever since you said the line, I know you're not a rapist. I was just like
shook. She was shook. She was shook. K Bellz was shook.
So I was hanging on.
Oh my goodness.
Say that again, TDC.
I said the hoodoo that you do, voodoo. What was that on the salt and pepper? I feel like that's what she kind of invoked there almost. That was, she's giving that person full permission. That's all I'm saying. You know.
The line to force me into submission.
Yeah, like.
I'm with the vibe, honestly. I feel your poem was very relatable. And I feel it's things that a lot of people think but don't ever say. So I love the boldness.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes across as freeing.
Yeah. It's
completely
poetry.
In flight.
It's poetry.
Air beneath the wings.
Yeah. K-Bellz, you wanna go again?
I don't know if I can follow that up. That left me discouraged. Like
I don't think so. You do good stuff too. You do good stuff too.
That was visceral.
Well, if K-Bellz doesn't want to go, I will go.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually found a format finally. So
oh, you
that,
did? Okay,
yeah,
Poetic Siren, you have to go next because we were waiting for you.
I'm sorry. A lot of machinery I don't understand of this world. Okay, so this is Rainbow Jeans, take 2. People think it's simple. Stepping out of the closet saying, hi, I like guys, or I don't want a boyfriend, like something that must be appointed. Not everyone can break the delusion because we made an illusion that we're all right. People tend to see my smile and emotions because I never opened the drain to let it flow with falling rain. Sticks and stones may break my bones. I always heard this, yet their words irritate me the worst. I would compare the repetitive ensemble to a mosquito, however, it's not a good alter ego. They call me gay. I would love nothing more. Crack open a dictionary. Happiness. That's what I'm fighting for. See, they lost the wars of literature and passed it off as slang, and yet I speak a color I can't see. Apparently, to those, I'm unequal. If I'm so equal, let me profess a sequel. I seek a higher education that'll leave me at another station. An emotional contemplation, my mindful conversation. I'm not so innocent, though. It's true. I've been deceitful in this life, not just to the public, but those I held tight. Though they said it's okay, it's not. Me occulting all these lies for so long, I've been so blind, and though I wasn't covering my own eyes, but when opened, I saw fear in their eyes, and I'm piecing together memories of my family, explaining the dangers of the world and functionality. From what I hear, chains and sticks are not enough to infect the soil with our rainbow colored blood. However, I must floss my brain with the miracle of electrotherapy so it brings me serenity. It is imperative that we seek attention to the damage. However, most of us have paid the River Master's fee. Most are told to. But why visit Hades when hell appears to us here and there's no need? It's around us that our ideas collide. It's better to tell them. How can we if we don't see eye to eye? My mother knows my truth and believes in me. Yet, on the other hand, my father still fears that of me. So I stole my lips from him. I don't blame him. He was raised that way, but for others, I can't say the same. See, I hear voices that are not my own telling me, saying who I am is not so, but it's me who knows. I know what stepping from that threshold says, death sentence, and I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I have prayed every day and denied who I am because I was labeled. Let me step back and collect myself. I have seen what words can do, and instead of fixing it, we're remixing it and saying it's natural, unnatural, and explaining that. Try explaining that to the 1,500 species that have come to grow. See, many don't know, but I have died not here, but in different places. One where I jumped off a building, slipped my wrist, hung my former self, driven off a cliff and locked the box and burned it, set it on fire, and yet again I have died 100 times. Yet I stay and smile for those in endless torment, for they hide their scars made of self harm and want to see red, thinking that's all they need, but not plead, help me. I'll pray to thee, a message we should say, as they write in their endless days, wishing for glorious appraise for being normal. It's a war in the mind and a drive of pride. After all, people think it's simple. Jazz hands.
Oof.
Wow.
Mm.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm waiting for you to say something.
Yo,
Miss
Mr.
Spit on it. Do you have any
Take
words?
the mic from us.
Right. Do you have any words?
I just really like the flow of the poems, Um, I have a thing with, like rhymes and, flowetry, you know. So that's what I'm really listening for, and that's what I really enjoy.
It
Thank
came
you.
across to me as something very vulnerable, and I liked the experience. And why did you say it's something that you continue to change?
Because it's not just that.
Oh,
Oh
okay, we can't
man.
hear you. So, Tay DZ, what's your take or reaction?
Oh, you can't hear me? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're back, but we're still gonna do Tay DZ because we.
Take it easy.
You still need me?
Yeah. What was your
Okay.
reaction to that poem?
Bruh. I mean, honestly, one thing I do love about one thing I do love about not even just that poem, but just in general, but mostly that poem, was indeed the vulnerability. Like, I do agree with Misfit. There's something very amazing about the fact that, like, I'm almost jealous because I wish I could word things like that as well, because it's like, as many like deep-seated issues or insecurities that I have, it's so hard to put things into words. And I feel like, just in general, I'm almost envious of your power, the Siren.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. I actually never had anybody say that before.
Oh.
So you know what?
Well, you got a hater who's finally come forward.
Oh, what? Nah.
Well,
No. The
we're coming down to the last 3 minutes of the show. So, Poetic Siren, we want to give you the last few minutes to talk about your piece and whatever you want, whatever context you want to add.
I wanted to do one more
So
poem.
the reason why I call it an evolving poem is because I'm never truly done with my journey. And like right now, I still have more to write from not just my gender identity, but also what I continue to keep seeing, especially with how society keeps seeing not just me, but other people. Because this is also kind of like a call to action type of poem. mainly because when it comes to like a lot of people in the community that are being still shunned away, still being seen and degraded, it's something that's not fun because it can happen to just anyone, you know? And yet people still hide because their worst fear is the fact that their family is just gonna leave them one day. And that's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. And with the things we were talking about earlier, like stereotypes, um, it sounds like it's especially not fair because some things change according to social norm and like the times. So it's like it should just be not just a construct, but a standard of like understanding.
Definitely, definitely. Especially when because growing up, a lot of my family members have told me that like if I ever go to my country or not my country, their country, because I was born in America, them being in Honduras, a lot of them tease me saying that, oh, you know what they do to people like that, you know, they'll tie them up, beat them with sticks until the demon is gone. Even though my family knows it's not like that, it's not true that a demon possesses somebody. No, trust me, I touch holy water. I'm pretty sure I haven't burnt yet, but if I did, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you so much, Poetic Siren. We really appreciate having you on the show. And where can we find you and keep listening and reading your poetry?
So I do have an Instagram, and I recently am new to Twitter actually. So you can support me on Twitter or in Instagram, just at poetic_siren. I have those two. I try my best to write even small haikus in my Twitter. I need to be a little more active in Instagram. However, it's been a while that I can say, but I'll always keep trying, and always support your local talents and everybody, no matter how big, no matter how small. Straw mentality, I call it. You know.
Straw mentality.
Oh
So
yeah, you explained this last night on the
mhm.
space.
Well, for
Yeah.
our new listeners, explain one more again.
Okay. So many people love negativity, and that's something, how do you say, people draw in even when you're going to like support your, how do you say, the people, your local talent. What strong mentality is, what people don't really see, what people don't really do is $1 or $5 really does help. Think of that with straws. People are okay with littering because there's only one straw, right? Because if you do it, nobody else does it, right? But there are 9 billion people in the world, even more. And yet, with that mentality, if everybody drops a straw, immediately we still have a landfill right there. Doing that with thinking like that and doing that with money and helping the people that you're supporting. I definitely said this before. Even $5, you can have basically 200 followers. Those people can send $1. Why do you think hospitals always do the whole 1 penny? Because the 1 penny with 1,000 people, that's still ways to support their funding, their donations. No matter how small you think something is, supporting your local talent, being able to help them, even with $5, makes a difference. No matter what it is, how it is, you do have the power to change, to support, and to help out your local talent. Because at the end of the day, nobody knows what we're going through. But yet we always have that straw mentality of, oh, if I just do this though, nobody cares. Why can't you do that with your local talent, the people you support? Because at the end of the day, people that truly need that, people that actually are doing what they're trying to do, you can think of it more as funding, because transportation costs, living costs. Some people write, and that's the thing that they love to do. Being able to support them, no matter how big, no matter how small, everything counts. Strong mentality.
And on that note,
On that note, um, Miss Spit on It, you wanna leave us with some final words?
Sure.
Tell us where to find you.
I think Mrs. Spit on It wants to remain anonymous, and I think she's telepathically telling Napoleon B. Mike to shut it.
Yes, I do not have social media as of right now. I'm very, very, very underground at the moment. Like under the ground.
Man.
Under the ground. Okay, so that swings us over to Tay DZ, who is our featured caller every week. Thank you so much for calling in once again. Thank you again, Miss Spit on It, for featuring tonight. We know this is your first performance, your first,
But it will not be the last.
It will not.
It will not be the last.
Whenever the urge comes upon you,
oh my
please
goodness.
release here.
No problem.
No. Why?
So, Tay DZ, thank you so much for calling in again. And Napoleon B. Mike, I know you want to close with a poem.
Yes. I was just like finishing it up real quick, but
don't tell me you weren't ready.
I am.
Because you know what? Look,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
To know that Napoleon B. Mike was giving me trash talking signs behind this mic about, we don't have time for my poem. Okay.
All right. I just added a few lines to this one, but it's called Not Over You. I'm still not over you. No matter how hard I try, I can't get over you. I know we're still friends, and I know we still talk every day, but I still feel like ever since that day, I've lost you. I've never been so comfortable with someone I've been involved with romantically. Recently, I cried to you about my grandmother who passed. I hadn't been so vulnerable with someone I've been involved with. I showed you my heart. I usually keep it guarded, but with you, I wear it on my sleeve. I usually only be vulnerable in my poetry. I don't usually tell people what's on my mind until it's too late, but by then it's too late. They don't feel the same. They had already moved on. So I promised myself I wouldn't let that happen again. Then you came into my life. So I told you everything that was on my mind as it came to me. And when we started talking about forever, I thought I'd finally found the one, but nothing lasts forever. Even marriage has an exit clause. If it's not divorce, then it's death. When it comes to promises, the only thing you can do is do your best to keep yours and hope that the other person will keep theirs. The thing about hope is it can sustain, but it can also be the thing that ends up destroying you. We were talking about plans for the future. I started hoping things would go as planned, but plans change. Sometimes I wake up in the morning hoping that this was all just a dream and we hadn't even matched it yet. Lately, it feels like I've been free falling without a parachute, waiting for the pain when I finally hit the ground and the wind on my face feels amazing. I see the ground coming fast and I know the impact is going to hurt. It might even destroy me, but I did pull myself back together. Thank you.
I've heard that before.
Not the end.
Yeah, the dead pull myself back together, that was new.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing. And I guess I gotta read a poem to close out too. Also, follow Poetry Slam on Twitter, Instagram, at Bellz.
At Napoleon B. Mike.
And I'm going to read a poem to close as well. So this is called Whirlwind.
So after you finish your poem, just end it. I mean, just say your ending.
Okay. Whirlwind. Should I knock over the pot or stir it? The flavor is begging for salt, whispers behind the back, some pepper. Underhanded tactics that smell so good, and I'm stuck in that place again. Stuck and remembering all the times I did this again and again. I want to move. It gets worse every time. Now my muscles shake like a heartbeat, yet I am the farthest from alive. I am the closest to unconnected, and I just want to make things simple. Run at the thing directly in front of me instead of escaping, because that feeling keeps chasing until it chokes me. And I'm sleeping all day and all night for weeks, like I'm the weak. My mind knows, deep in resistance, that I was raised by strong women. What's happening to me? Self-destruction. Thank you for listening to Poetry Slam with K Bellz.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike. Good night, y'all.